What is up YouTube? And today we have another 7 Nights Rebirth video, and we're just going to be talking about Infinite Tower. Now I did actually clear floor 200, I didn't really venture past that at all, and I can't really replay any of the floors, which makes making guides very difficult, as you guys can see right now. But I'm going to be showing you guys, or I guess telling you guys, some tips in climbing tower that you guys can utilize to hopefully make it less painful. And when I mean less painful, honestly, climbing Infinite Tower is really stressful. This area of content has so much RNG, it's absolutely insane. If you guys are serious about climbing this and want to do it in like 1 or 2 sittings, I recommend getting like a stress ball or something like a pillow to punch repeatedly, because you're gonna have to reset a lot because there is so much RNG that happens, which can allow your characters to just keep dying, which is super annoying. So you will have to reset. I think on some of the floors, including like floor 170 here, I ended up resetting this maybe about like more than 100 times. Nah, probably not 100, but like 60 times. And it was really frustrating because you're gonna see there's a lot of RNG, right? You have to land your CCs, they have to not land all of their CCs, and you have stuff like just one-shotting characters if you don't block. So it's like really frustrating, and you also kind of have to get lucky on the enemy skill orders with the AI. So yeah, don't feel bad if you have to keep resetting. Don't feel bad if you get super stressed. I was cursing and swearing so much when I was climbing this tower. I feel kind of bad about it, but whatever, I finally did it. And it's just really annoying. Now, in terms of the team composition, there's pretty much one team comp that I use that really cheesed through the tower that I'll show you guys actually. And the team comp is basically going to be what you see on your screen here. So we have Yunny in the backline. She's like the main DPS. Honestly, I think doing tower without this character is extremely hard because she does so much damage. It's absolutely crazy. And she has an AoE attack that does nuclear damage and also can sleep, which is insane. On top of that, her basic attacks, I did not mean to do that. Her basic attacks, if you have her at T2, hit 2 targets and can even sleep as well, so you can disrupt the enemy's CC chains and stuff like that very easily. And of course, she buffs your magic team and has this damage nullification, which is really good. So I think Yunny is like the best DPS for this by far. If you guys don't have Yunny, it's going to be pretty difficult. I think you might get like stuck at like floor 160 or so, unless like you're a god at the game and have some really good team comps. But for me personally, I think Yunny is extremely good. And because we're running her, you're probably going to notice that we're probably going to have to run a magic core, because Yunny, you know, does buff magic dealers. So what's the best unit in magic core? Mercure. This character is so OP. So a lot of people think that he's not as good because on some tier lists, he's not ranked as highly. He is still ranked high, but not like as highly. This character is like in a tier of its own. I think it's the most broken PvE character in the game. And you're gonna feel that for sure when you run him in tower. The reason why is because this magic reflux just makes you do so much damage. On top of that, it reduces healing, which is kind of like a secondary effect, but it ends up being super effective in tower because there's so many healers. And without this character, you are gonna find it really tough to break through the enemy, you know, tanks and stuff like that. So Mercure is like a really good character. You're also definitely going to want to run him. Now for the third mage, I recommend running a CC'er. So we run Yushin here. Yushin is very powerful. He has 2 CCs. And the best part about him is that he gives your team effect hit rate boost. And then he also synergizes very well with Mercure because he gives the enemy's effect resist reduction. So you're kind of like making it so that you will land your CCs almost all the time. And because he has 2 CCs, he's really powerful, right? He has 2 paralyses for 2 turns. And something that is very underrated is the fact that if you have him at T2, he has this debuff removal, which can help a lot versus the death teams. I randomly got him T2, but there's like a lot of death characters in the tower. So with Yushin, you could kind of cheese some of it. Of course, not everyone will have him at T2, but for some reason, the devs thought that putting Chris into every single stage would be funny. So, you know, he's really good for cheesing that. Not really the biggest plus sign for him though. It's like just a bonus, not really required, because you'll end up resisting a lot anyways. Now for the 4th slot, Lina is like, in my opinion, the best choice because she has so much healing. You just want to make sure you have her basic skill enhanced, I missed every single enhance except her basic skill, so she's fully enhanced. But basic skill enhance is really good. The reason why she's so powerful is because she heals your team every single basic attack she does if you enhance it, and also she has a ton of AoE healing. And in situations where you're fighting like one character that has like the immunity or something that's alive, you can actually use this inspiring melody right before you go into the next wave, and you go into the next wave with the damage boost, which is really good. On top of that, the F-res boost and the crit damage boost is invaluable. You definitely need her at T2 to, get her full value, so you want to make sure she's T2 as soon as you can, and she is absolutely amazing. Now for the last slot, I keep switching it. It's a flex slot, honestly. The most common character people use is going to be Velika. So Velika is very good here. The reason why I had Yui in is because I was doing floor 200. But Velika gives your entire team magic boost. She has this passive that's like giga super OP, honestly, like turbo broken. She reduces your team's cooldowns by 12 seconds when she basic attacks in tower. So if you have Velika plus Yushin or whatever CC'er, you can just perma CC with this comp. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, this is the comp that I ran. This slot was always flexed out for something. I put in Yui for floor 200 because of the burns, but Velika is pretty good as well. Yeah, just a really powerful team composition for climbing tower. Now in terms of the builds I have, so Yunni is just on a full damage build, as you guys can see on Assassin. You just have her on the best damage setup as you can. My Yushin is going to be on full effect hit rate with block armor. You really need block armor because, like I said with the RNG aspect, sometimes you just randomly get like crit and one shot, so you need the block to lessen the chances of that happening, so you have to reset less. And you want the effect hit rate because you want to land your CC. This team comp really relies on him landing his CC. Now we have my Mercure. He's just on full tank. You can honestly put him on effect hit rate if you want, but I found that him not landing his magic reflux wasn't as impactful as you thought. What ended up breaking my runs was just him randomly dying a lot, so I just put him on literally full tank. And with this effect resist reduction and with Yushin's effect hit boost, it was fine enough. He was landing it on most targets. Just want to make sure he doesn't die. This character is deceptively very squishy. Next we have my Lina, pretty much a full HP build just so she heals more, pretty self-explanatory. I've had this gear on her since like day 5 or something, so nothing too crazy. And then the flex spot, really depends on what character you're using. When you're using Velika though, you want to make sure she's on full tank. You don't need any more damage with this comp. So Mercure and Yunni do enough damage. Honestly, Mercure just solo carries damage. Velika just needs to not die. She's very squishy. Even on this full tank setup, you can see her defense stats are low, but you need her to be super tanky because you can't let her die. You need her to just keep resetting your cooldowns. That's basically your only job, and this is the team comp that we ended up running for the tower up to 200. So basically that's what we went for. My pet is Yunni, not Yunni, Yunji, the pet that gives you magic boost, but if you don't have it, it's fine. You can use Note. It's not really that big of a difference. You can probably get a 6-star Note and make it even better than the 4-star Yunji I'm using. But that is essentially the team that we used for tower. Now, before we end the video though, because I did clear 200, I actually did get the ticket for the 7 Knights of Old. That's the reward at floor 200. That's why everyone rushes there. And you have a 1 in 3 chance to get Jury, the best of the 3 in my opinion. And then you have Rosie and also Fi. So as you guys probably know, I already have Jury from the Full Moon banner. And honestly, what I am hoping for when I open this ticket, which I'll do for you guys right now, what I'm hoping for actually is that I either get another Jury, and then I will end up, going for the 50-50 and trying to get her to T2. T2 is super broken because, well, not super broken, but it's pretty good because, especially for PvP, you're going to see that her follow-up attack chance goes up to 35 from 25, which is not the biggest deal, but having her at T2 would be pretty cool. But if I honestly get any other character, I'd be pretty happy. I think usually people want Fi the most after Jury, and then people don't really like Rosie, but I have a death team already built, so I would be pretty happy with Rosie. Honestly, I want Rosie over Fi for some reason. So yeah, enough yapping. Let's open it. I'm very scared. Let's see what we actually get. So we're gonna use it. Oh, I think it's Fi, right? The Crimson Banner. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'm happy with Fi. Honestly, most people in this situation would be like, oh my god, you got Fi and Jury. You're in such a good spot. But I'm happy about that. But honestly, I kind of wished I got Rosie there, but I guess we will put her into my physical team. Where is she? Okay, I found her. She's over here. We're gonna lock her real quick. We don't want any oopsie mistakes, but you know, super strong character. And yeah, I think I'm gonna slot her into my team. Maybe I'll run 2 Knights of the Old. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video though. And just wanted to share with you guys, you know, my tips for climbing tower and what team I used. As always, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe to help me out, and I will see you guys next video.